Loose ball, and it's gonna go. Maddie buries it in the net to tie it. It's good! The start of a new school year means a fresh slate for everybody, and that includes us on Fred TV as we begin the broadcast season here live tonight from Durfee High School. Hello again, everybody. I'm Evan Massoud. Welcome back to Mac Aldridge Field. Great to be with you, and welcome to another school year. Tonight we have one of my favorite matchups that we look forward to because it's usually right at the start of the year, and that is the Diman Durfee boys soccer matchup. Both schools ready and raring to go. Durfee already played this week. They did win. It was against Somerset Berkeley. I had a chance to speak with Coach Tiberio Mello at preseason practices a couple weeks ago, and the numbers were astounding. That was his quote, and it's true. He had to start making cuts earlier than usual because they had close to 100 boys come and try out. That's a great problem to have, especially when we've seen the other side of that. If you recall, a few years back, prior to COVID, Coach Mello graduated practically his entire roster. So to have the numbers is absolutely fantastic. We're excited to see how things pan out. The Diman boys have given Durfee some runs for their money a couple times in the games that we've seen, some close games. In fact, because of the power rankings, a game that we thought eliminated them a couple years ago actually helped them because they played us a higher division here at Durfee. So it's a lot of fun to start the year with a Fall River matchup. We're thrilled to be back. It's our first of 3 games in a row to end the work week this week. So we hope you will join us for all of them. Boys soccer coming up just a moment from now. Football opener tomorrow at 6:30 and field hockey at 11 a.m. on Saturday. We're looking forward to it. All the action for soccer coming up next. Stay tuned.
Fall River Public Schools has opportunities for positions in multiple areas for people looking to work with the next generation. Come grow with our team. We have openings for teachers, paraprofessionals, and teaching assistants, and other educational support positions available. We are also looking to fill operations support positions such as custodial, security, and food service. We offer competitive salary and benefit plans. We have rewarding work available in our 21st century schools and learning environments. Come grow with us. Please contact the Human Resources Department at 508-675-8420, extension 53708, or see our postings on our website at fallriverschools.org.
Welcome you back to Durfee High School's Mac Aldridge Field. Just a beautiful night to kick off the broadcast season. We've really been lucky over the last, say, week to 2 weeks. 72 degrees at game time. Sun going to be setting throughout. Breeze coming in from the northeast right across the field, which is kind of rare. Usually it's coming down from where the old school was off the right of your screen. But coming in from the northeast, blowing into the booth. Not a cloud in the sky. We love it. Perfect for early fall action. Technically still late summer, but you know. Hope everybody had a great summer. In terms of some of the summer coverage that you've seen me do with the sports report, those of you who follow it in the summertime, you know we pushed the show off to tomorrow because we wanted Fribble, the Fall River Independent Baseball League, to finish their season, which they did, and so we will have the final summer edition of the Sports Report tomorrow, airing earlier than we usually do because of opening night football here at 6:30 tomorrow. So we will have our Sports Report, the final one, airing tomorrow at 6 p.m. so you have enough time to flip over to live coverage of football opening night. The defending D6 champs, the Blue Devils from Fairhaven, opening the season with Durfee once again this year, but Durfee the host, so we will be here for it. But tonight, Diman and Durfee, two schools about 2 miles apart from each other. The girls actually playing concurrently behind us on the practice turf because obviously Diman does not have any fields to use right now with the new school construction. But I live in that neighborhood, and it's great that seeing some of the progress, kind of like here, we'd be working here. We saw the progress with Durfee, and we're documenting it. But over at Diman, I tend to go by there quite a bit. And now there's some cinder block walls. There are some beams and whatnot already showing this, structure-wise, which is just fantastic. So we'll be getting the drone out there next week to show you some of the sites from above as well. And we're underway. School year 2024-25. My 13th school year doing this. And, looking back, we remember during COVID, we were looking back at a lot of archival footage. My colleague, Pamela Martin, was doing a lot of that stuff, dubbing tapes, digitizing stuff, and whatnot. And so I was looking back at some of our old sports stuff from when I first started, and really amazing to see how things have evolved and improved and changed, and just in terms, graphics, in terms of the style of the broadcast and everything. And it's always fun to kind of look back, So here we are, 2024, and we have Diman versus Durfee, two Fall River teams to get the year started. For us, at least. Both teams have a game played. Diman lost their first 3-1. That was against Seekonk. Durfee won their first. It was against Somerset Berkeley, 4-2. Talking to Coach Botello from the Bengals, he was saying, game one, well, it was, quote, another game one. There was, mistakes, not capitalizing, that sort of stuff. And a lot of game ones can be like that. Some teams will come out and they'll just, have a fantastic start to the year and you don't even think about it. But then there are teams, and I'd say a lot of them, that will kind of have a mulligan for game one, Durfee, Coach Mello, very happy with how his team played in game one. Somerset, as you know, not same division as Durfee, not the same number of school students, in the school. So lower division, but a common opponent. We see them in almost every sport. They're a rival. And, there are a lot of times that we play Somerset, and they do very well against Durfee. And so, the Hilltoppers taking that one. It was an emotional game. One of the Somerset Berkeley players passed away over the summer from stage 4 cancer. Really tragic story. And so the team dedicating the season, Durfee gave the parents a game ball and went to see them pregame. Those are the things that are bigger than the game, and that's what Coach Mello really wanted to get across, because in the end, it's way more than just a game. And so a nice moment there. I'm glad to see Durfee did that. I'm not surprised that Coach Mello and his team did that. Coach has been at this a long time, and always tries to go about doing things the right way. And I can attest to that, having covered his teams for over 12 years now. So, but then, of course, there is a game to play, and Durfee happy with the performance as they come into today with a win under their belt. And some other changes in the offseason that it has been reported on by the Herald. The Big Three is back. There is no more Southeast Conference. That didn't last very long. Those who are lifers, as that's headed towards the goal and scooped. Gabe Frost, the senior. Landon Cordero, the starting goalie for Diman, unfortunately out for the season with an injury. He is a junior, so the good news, he'll be back. But, definitely a disappointment for the Bengals. The Big Three has returned, and the purists, those who grew up in the time when the Big Three was even more meaningful than now. And I'm not trying to downplay it, but I think everybody can agree, 30 years ago when Brockton, New Bedford, and Durfee were battling it out in everything, it was a little different than it is now. So it is back. So Dartmouth and BR are kind of on their own. They won't be conference opponents for Durfee, New Bedford, and Brockton, but at least for Durfee's standpoint here in the fall, we're going to see those teams in every sport that we cover. So nothing's really changed. We just don't have a 5-team conference. We have, just the 3. We're back to the 3. Kind of got mixed results, mixed reactions when speaking to. Nice save by Frost. Kind of got mixed reactions from the Durfee coaches, and I'm not surprised either, because I see both sides of it. Having guaranteed games with, a larger conference is a big deal. And to that same point, the Hockomock, which is one of the best conferences around, there's a lot of teams there that I'd like to see Durfee play regularly. They just don't have the flexibility in their schedule because there's 9-10 teams in that conference. So their whole schedule is filled from day one. So that's why we'll see Attleboro maybe once, just in a way, or just a home game. We'll see Taunton. We do get Taunton pretty regularly. They like to play us. So we get Taunton in a lot of stuff, a lot of sports. But we just don't get to see, like, Oliver Ames. We don't get to always see King Philip. And these are schools that are not that far, not further than anybody else we play. So it's hard finding the D1 opponents. And I'm always going to be a proponent of playing up, especially because there are a lot of D2 and 3 schools that Durfee has to play because we've got to fill the schedule. I don't envy the athletic directors putting that stuff together. And, Brendan Kelly and I talked a lot about this during basketball last year. It's just the nature of the beast. But, if there's certain sports that, say, Dartmouth or BR decide they don't want to play us in moving forward now, they won't have to because they're not in the conference, which now opens up more gaps in the schedule. So to what I said, I see both sides of it, but I always think more teams in a conference is better than less teams. That's just my own opinion for whatever it's worth. Durfee trying to keep it down the field here. Had a couple shots on goal. They have some numbers now. And try to hook one around. Looking back, it's coming towards the corner. That's Kawa Damas. And it goes out of play. While we have a moment, let's run through the starters here as we're coming up on close to the first 10 minutes here. As I said, in goal for Diman, it's Gabe Frost. Number 3, Jaden Moore. Number 5, Matt Almeida. Number 7, Donovan Gonzaga. Number 8, Andrew Gesner. Number 9, Tyler Carvalho. Number 10, Aiden Furtado. 12, Jacob Branco. Number 13 is Trent Resendiz. And number 22, Troy Davis. There's your starters for the 0-1 Bengals, led by head coach Manny Botello. For Durfee, in goal, Xavier Inacio, the keeper, the senior this year, his final year for the Hilltoppers. He's had a really nice high school career, had some great saves last year. So he's in goal, number 12, and the rest of his starters with him, Selvin Marquez, number 3. Number 6, Crispin Sokol, 4-year varsity player. Number 9, Matt Almeida. Number 10, Kawa Damas. Number 11, Leonardo Alfama. Number 12, we said Xavier Ignacio. We'll hit him again. Number 13, Landon Freitas. Number 15, Elder Gomez. Number 16, Ezra Moniz. Number 19, Colin Fleet. And number 24, Edson Da Vega. Of course, Tiberio Mello, the head coach for Durfee, leading the way once again. Got a free kick coming here for the Hilltoppers. Crossing, loose in front, broken up. Nice job by Moore. Got the foot in there and jarred it away. Out of play. And it'll be a goal kick for Diman. Looks like Frost's going to take it again. Yep, went out off of Durfee. Free kick for Diman, top left of the screen, around the 30-yard line, coming at you now. And that one hooking, goes out of bounds. Free kick coming, free ball rather. They're going to throw it in. And now a whistle. Don't think he was quite set. Oh, the Canadian Geese taking off. Heading over the field house. Is this our scheduled flyover for the evening? They're going to come right over the field. Ignacio rolling out, and he'll scoop it up. Fleet trying to get around. Good pass to the outside. Now Alfama giving chase. And we'll play on. Out of bounds it goes. Oh, how about that? So an infraction. Look where the ball is. You can see the yellow line just outside the box. And so it's going to be a free kick on the goal line, like in from the corner, but because the infraction just outside the box, no penalty here. Diman, that's a break for Diman, and that was not well set up or executed. Nobody there where that kick was coming, and essentially gave it right up to the Bengals. Not sure the decision there. But nonetheless, gives Diman a bit of momentum as they try to forge up the field. Ignacio there to make the play, but I'm not sure why that would have been kicked where they kicked it and why so weakly as well, but good speed. Oh, can't keep it in. Great attempt there by Gomez. Out of bounds, and now Durfee will have the throw. That's a good strong throw all the way into the pocket, halfway across the field. Sent back. Sokol sending it back. Coach Mello made it a point to talk about that his defenders are pretty much all back this season. So he says, just working on mid and forwards, which is helpful knowing that You know, Ignacio has protection that's been, veteran defense and whatnot, so he doesn't have to worry about that too much. Loose ball, and Frost able to fall on it after kind of batting it down. 15 minutes gone here in the first half. We remain scoreless. Ignacio really hasn't been tested, but Frost has had to make maybe about 3 or 4 saves. Really has a good punt, and of course he's with the wind right now, so that helps. That one went well past the emblem at midfield. There's a whistle. Little extra there. Could have been called the first time, but letting him play, and then there was a little extra double team. So Durfee will have a free kick on Diman's side of the turf. And the field still looks great after a year of use. Oh boy, a chance here for the Bengals. That is going to roll, and it's good. And it counts. Diman scores first. Look to be Aiden Furtado, the senior forward. We know Ignacio plays very aggressive, not afraid to come out. And I'm just talking about the defense, and they got beat, all 3 of them. Durfee, that is. The Bengals break the ice here at 15-18. Free kick for the Bengals from in front of their bench. Oh, good pass down low. Durfee looking to answer. Oh, couldn't grab the inside corner. Damas tried to pocket one there and just missed. Frost will get to kick it away. Oh, no, actually. Teammate going to send it. Late arriving crowd, but the bleachers have filled in nicely here in front of the booth as the shadows have crept onto the field, particularly on the south side, off camera to the right. There they are. You can see the clock tower is that big, long shadow in the middle. Out of play. Freitas with the throw, targeting Alfama. Popped up in the box, header, ball is loose. Frost will dive forward and make the play again. Man, he has been busy, to say the least. We're not even halfway through the first. You know, we see players once in a while on like sports bloopers and take a ball to the head and kind of knocks them down when they're not ready for it. Even if you're ready for it, I can't imagine that feels great. Ball coming in from 30 feet in the air and you're going to head it the other way. I can't imagine that that's got to be a good feeling off the top of your head. A little too far out of reach there, trying to get to Gomez and could not do so. Gomez that time getting on the boundary line, keep it in front of him. That's the right thing to do. Good play there. Down the field. Kept in right at the line. I thought Diman kicked that last, but I'm going to assume, given how quickly Durfee tried to get to it, that they didn't want it going out on the goal line. They must have touched it last. Ignacio will kick it here from the ground. Line drive low. Up ahead and sent back to the emblem. Well, 20 minutes gone here, 20 to go in the first. 1-0 Bengals. That goal coming just a couple minutes ago if you're clicking on to the live stream a little later. Big throw coming. Really good distance right there. Sent back into the box again, and Ignacio will take care of it. Gabe Ferreira right there, trying to get by. Broken up, they'll throw in. Damas trying to get through and could not. That one, wow, that one sent way out of play. That one off the toes of Davis and out of play just shy of the corner. Durfee will throw. That goes into Jeffrey Estrada, number 22. Starting to see a couple of the non-starters get some minutes here late in the first half. Freitas trying to cut back in, pulls back as the entry to the box there got closed off by the Bengals. A little collision right there as Ferreira came in pretty hot there on Branco. And looks like there's going to be a free kick, just not sure who. It looks like the infraction called against Diman. So Durfee going to have essentially a corner kick just about maybe 10 yards up from the corner, which can be a better angle. Sun in the eyes of Frost right now. This is a very tough sky. So maybe Durfee take advantage. They shoot it long past the box, booted high in the air, and up the ladder goes Frost. What a play. Fantastic save with Ferreira literally leaning on him. Back down the other side of the field we go. Now these two schools squared off in cross country yesterday. Another great day for sports yesterday, very much like today. Tomorrow's supposed to be just as nice. And the course new this year. Lofted to the box. Back out it comes. We'll have some highlights from the cross-country meet tomorrow during halftime of football, so you want to tune in for that. Great to have everybody back on campus, and you know the paths are cleared through the woods, so they had that aspect out the back of the baseball field here, you know, behind Tansy, and coming out on the grass field here at the south side of the campus, up Wiedemo Street, up Ray Street to the top of the old West Main parking lot, where the old auditorium was. So they come in through the top there, back down the campus road, a lap around the track to start and to finish. Really kind of a cool course, as we have a timeout here at the stadium. We'll wind the clock back here to 14:28. That's where they called the timeout. Let's see. Oh, you know, I think there was an injured player at the moment, and I think the players thought it was an actual timeout in the game. So play will resume, it appears, from Diman's goal on the left side. But nonetheless, nice to see some cross-country here on campus. And clock is rolling now. We got the drone in the air yesterday, so we could follow the runners as they got to Skip Lewis Field and went through the woods. We got them coming out of the woods on the other side here. On part of Wiedemo and Ray Street, we got them as well. So cool perspective. That's not something that we've been ever able to do, because the last time they had, you know, true cross-country meets here on campus was before they put a shovel in the ground to build this school. So we didn't have a drone back then to get you those shots. So we have the top three male finishers and top three female finishers for you. So we'll have times and whatnot. So we will air that during halftime tomorrow. 13.5 minutes left before the break. Diman scoring first a little more than 10 minutes ago. And that's where we stand, just the lone goal for the Bengals. Evan Massoud with you here on Fred TV as we begin our new school year of coverage live from Durfee. Unfortunately, you know, while Diman has, you know, no fields and whatnot, we're going to do what we can, but most of their games are not in a place that we can live stream and do the full production. You know, Diman has football here next Friday. They're playing Seekonk and hosting here. So we will have that one, you know, barring any weather. Anytime it's torrential rain, it's going to be hard for us to do, but we do what we can. But very happy we'll get a football game in. Glad we're seeing the Bengals here. We do have I think 2 girls volleyball games, which are still being played on campus in the gym. I believe we have 2 on the calendar as well. So we'll see a couple Diamond games, but definitely, challenging when it comes to, sports that are outdoors right now for them. We dealt with it too. That's just wide to the right. We dealt with it with, with construction here. I mean, the only difference is that, some of the fields were interrupted, but the main stadiums here, they weren't. Baseball, they had to deal with it a little bit, and then and softball, of course. But they were at Cuss, and it's a proper facility. We talked about it last year. We tried, going to the Y in Swansea, and the setup there was almost no service out there, so that was a major problem, especially to do the live stuff, So we continue to do what we can. We enjoy giving Diamond coverage. That was one. In fact, I always joke about this, but Kathy Noversa was the first interview I did on this job over there at Diamond. When they were in the midst of a playoff run for softball, and I remember her talking about one of her alums now. Haley Levesque was at the time really coming into her own as a pitcher, and Diamond was scoring just a ridiculous number of runs a game too. They were really having an amazing spring. That was spring 2012, and Keith Allen at the time, and the athletic director post has changed a couple times. Is it gonna go? No, wide left again. Oh, Hilltoppers have had their chances. Look at that. It's pocketed in the bench. We'll lose the scoreboard for a minute. There's the ball, bottom of your screen. It landed on the fly in between the bench. Yeah, Keith Allen, longtime AD over there, and then Mike O'Brien took over, and then Jim Pereira, and now Bobby Bailey. And, they've all been very good to us, and so we will always continue to keep that relationship going here between Fred TV and sports coverage for the Bengals. That's for sure. Coming up on 10 minutes left here. 10 minutes left in the first half. Going to have a throw from where are they throwing from? Oh, this went out off of Durfee. Okay, so Diamond throwing from well up the field here. See, almost fully in shadow now. The sunlight no longer. The stadium lights have been turned on. We'll make some adjustments at halftime to account for the change in light now. The only tough thing about, I have to say, a lot of the games now that we end up doing, there's a lot of night games. It's fun under the lights, sure, but I don't mind those 4 o'clock starts once in a while. Really don't. We get out here, our crew gets out here before the school day's even over, and we start getting set, and then, but 6 o'clock varsity games, it's not bad. Certainly allows for more people because they're out of work to get here to see the games and to be in the crowd, which is always a good thing. So, but Lady Hilltoppers behind us playing the Lady Bengals. They're on the practice turf tonight. Both games happening simultaneously, and Durfee leading that one 1-0. Had to go gather the ball, got all the way down into the corner of the track. So waiting on the throw, and here we go. Out of bounds. Jaden Moore. A little lenient there with the, that went out of bounds a little further up the field. Slowed up there by Freitas. That was Sokol who got it back to him. Good pass from Damas. Goes tumbling. Couple barrel rolls. And a free kick as Almeida goes to check on him after the collision. And Freitas will have a free kick from about the 40. Diamond's side of the field. That one not staying up in the air very long and got poked up and right into the arms of Frost. Redo the free kick here. And that helps Diamond. Much better kick. Good high throw, man. Freitas really has one of the better throw-ins that we've seen over the years. Just has a way to get good power behind it, and the ball just floats. Another whistle, another player down, taking a tumble. Things getting a little more physical over these late minutes of the first half. Under 5 here. And waiting on another free kick for the Bengals. Out of bounds, right in front of Diamond's bench. We'll do it again, another throw. And another one. I'll tell you, pace of play has really been interrupted. I mean, it can't help. A lot of collisions here, and forcing the whistles. But man, these last 10 minutes there's been no rhythm out there. Every time they start moving, there's another stop. Almost like field hockey in a way. And I like field hockey, so let's be clear about that. And there's another whistle. Come on now. Still working that far sideline and goes out of bounds. Durfee has the throw. 2 minutes left in the first half. 2 minutes. Clock is stopped in the stadium. We'll keep it rolling for you on screen. Durfee slow to get there. Bit of a push in the back there. Moore getting a little contact from behind. Get him off the track of the ball. Ignacio sends it. And that's the half. Okay, well. I'd say that because we go on their clock for the stadium and we hadn't even run out yet, so. But nonetheless, halftime here at Mack Aldridge Field. 1-0 Bengals after 40 minutes. Durfee will look to play from behind when we return here to Durfee. In the meantime, we'll see you on the other side of the break. Stay with us. More live coverage after this. It off back to Romero. Romero forges ahead. Touchdown, Hilltoppers.
Coming in, you're really scared. You might be a little nervous, but I think being a part of a team gives you friends who can come with you all the way through high school, and then coaches looking out for you. I think as an athlete, you can improve and learn the art of dedication.
That shot taken. Cadet will take the shot and score.
Hard work pays off. From my freshman year, starting off hardly knowing anything about sports to now my junior year, having almost all the school records in track and field. I feel like this school shows a lot of opportunities in classrooms and out of classrooms.
High flip to Espinal. Open three. Got it! Big time hit from Granum.
Durfee has such a great community, such great pride, we're people who love to be here, we love to compete, we love to play, and it's such a great opportunity.
Corralled by Camara, full steam ahead, weaving through traffic, takes the shot, and it's good! Camara, coast to coast!
I've made a lot of great friends playing sports. I really appreciate how it fosters a community amongst all of the athletes, even in between sports seasons.
Good pass up the field, gets some good backspin on it, and it is a loose ball, shot, and it's good! To tie it, it's good! Medeiros on the PK!
You have a lot of support and a lot of people around you. It's a good environment, especially the sports teams.
Great. O'Connell with the three, and the lead is over 30.
I know how much pride it takes to be a topper, so it made me work harder so I can be more successful.
It's really great to just be able to learn accountability, reliability, just getting involved in school, and I feel like the best way to do that is to join a sport.
In the air to deep left field. Coppola heading back at the wall. It's gone! 3-run home run for Montilla, and it's a 2-run game.
I'm Alan McNamara, CEO of Main Street Projects.
And I'm Kristen Cantara Oliveira, Vice Chair of the Community Preservation Committee.
The Bradford Durfee Textile College was a prominent training center for over a century.
A critical resource that prepared thousands of young people and immigrants to gain employment.
In 1899, the state invested approximately $75,000 to construct the Bradford Durfee Textile College, named after one of the city's leading industrialists.
As technology evolved, so did the curriculum, to include classes such as mechanical engineering.
But after years of accumulating wealth, northern mill owners could not compete with mills in the South.
Alan Macumber and members of the Community Preservation Committee envisioned a transformative project to stave off demolition.
The Durfee Textile College is now a vital cornerstone of downtown revitalization. Each of the 55 law-style apartments are uniquely designed with a comfortable blend of eras.
11 of those 55 units meet affordable housing regulations set by the CPC Community Housing Fund.
Members of the Historical Commission advocated for renovation over replacement. The 100,000 square foot building contains original flooring, brick walls, staircases, and doors. New construction replicates craftsmanship of 130 years earlier.
CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
I'm Mike Labossiere, Watuppa Reservation Forester.
And I'm Paul Furlan, the Administrator of Community Utilities.
Protecting open space is a benefit today, and it's a gift to future generations.
For over 150 years, Fall River has been a leader in environmental preservation. The Southeastern Massachusetts Bioreserve ensures forests and fields remain undeveloped and accessible. The Community Preservation Act is a vital component to fulfill climate goals.
Since 2017, CPA funds totaling nearly $1.3 million have been used to acquire conservation areas in Fall River. Educational programs within the Bioreserve connect families to nature and promote understanding and respect for diverse culture, history, and wildlife.
Half of Fall River, about 12,000 acres, an area the size of Mattapoisett, is protected water and woodland. Healthy forests minimize flooding, reduce erosion, and provide habitat for endangered species.
As the region expands manufacturing and technology, people are directly reliant on green infrastructure as an irreplaceable source of clean water and air.
Miles of trails wind through unique landscapes which appeal to hikers, cross-country skiers, and mountain bikers. Specific areas are open for safe seasonal hunting. The Bioreserve promises endless discoveries and recreational experiences year-round.
CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
The school administration building at 417 Rock Street was built over 100 years ago by craftsmen from around the globe.
And Mr. and Mrs. William Brayton, mill owners, raised their 9 children in this statement home.
Decades later, the property became too costly for a single family and was gifted to the Fall River School District. Architects reconfigured the 22 rooms to accommodate administrative staff.
By 2018, this historic structure was compromised, eliciting mold and water damage. Once dubbed the last big house on the hill, this extraordinary piece of architecture was in poor condition.
Care was shown to restore artistic elements, including the circular railing and banister, chair rails, crown molding, antique and oak flooring. And the building is now handicap accessible.
Roof work was the primary concern for the Brayton house. This new pitch surface directs water to a modernized drainage system.
10 years ago, Fall River residents voted to adopt the Community Preservation Act, which allows for a 1.5% surcharge on property tax bills to incentivize history, travel, diversity, and recreation. CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
Welcome back, everybody, to the broadcast as we begin the second half. Evan Massoud with you here from Mac Aldridge Field. 1-0 Diman as we get the final 40 minutes started. Sorry for that brief pause there. Seemed to have a connection issue with one of the cables, but here we are. We're back. Diman scoring the lone goal at 15 minutes and 18 seconds in the first. Goal scored by Aiden Furtado. Really caught a break. Close to offsides, I would say, looking back at it during the halftime break, but that wasn't the call on the field, and that's it. It's the call stands. The call was made immediately, and the only reason I'll say I agree with the officials that time is the official who made the goal call was actually standing right where Furtado crossed the defense and played that ball. So he was right in line with, what would have been where an offsides call would have been made. So we'll trust our officials in that one. It looked it from our angle, but they were a little further up the field than we are. So, it is what it is. Durfee got to play from behind with a little more intensity. They controlled, the tough part about that goal is they controlled the play for the first 15 minutes. And just like that, Diman snuck by with that goal, and it was a great effort, solo effort from Furtado to get up there and then take that shot. Durfee trying to keep it down this end, poked ahead, blocked once. Nice job by the defense there for the Bengals. That looked like Carvalho who made that stop. Out of bounds, quick throw in there from Daniel Bogan. Now pass to Ismael Lopez. Bogan right up the line to Marquez. Durfee will throw here. That one going out of bounds, rolling towards Diman's bench. So right about midfield by the time you get the good running start. And a good chance here. Shot taken wide left. Same story as in the first. Couple great chances for the Hilltoppers in that first half, and some of them going just left or just right of the posts. Another collision, a whistle, and a free kick coming here. Hilltoppers will get the free kick. To the box. And the header clears it out for the moment, still volleying it around in the air. And that's going to roll to the sideline. And does it stay in? Yes, it does. And Diman going to clear it out. Durfee will have the throw, but it's back toward midfield again. Good move. That's a little dangerous to do right there if you're Frost, because that ball had some spin on it, almost came loose. And if that had crossed the goal line, that would have been off of him. And it would have been Diman with a corner kick. So, little risky play there. Down in the corner. Had to go gather, nobody working the end zones here. Sidelines, they're gathering the out of bounds balls, but anything hit along the goal line taking a while to get to. A lot of real estate back there. Pass on up ahead. Oh, broken up. Nice job right there. Bengals, again, that looked to be either Gesner or Carvalho. Substitution coming in for the Hilltoppers. So a quick hold here before Bogan throws in. It was Carvalho there, number 9 for Diman with that stop. Getting the foot out, and there he is there trying to hit it out of the box. That one sent way out of play again. Another collision, top of the screen in front of Diman's bench, Durfee's bench rather. And so a timeout here on the field, injury timeout. being helped off. Can't put any weight, or very little weight there. And that left leg, left ankle. On we play. It's a great kick, and that's going to go out on the goal line off of Durfee, which will result in a corner kick for Diman. Might have been better off letting that one go. But nonetheless, first corner kick of the night for the Bengals. Durfee only had one, so haven't seen a lot of opportunities for that. Gesner, the lefty kicker. Letting it go. All the way to the far side now. Durfee has it in the tracks. Or tracking it down, I should say, in their sights. And back up the field. Numbers for the Hilltoppers. Let's see, 3-on-3. Had 3-on-2 for a moment. Diman quickly back, showing a lot of speed. This Bengals team is fast. Shot taken. Curling back out of the goal and cleared out by the Bengals. Frost did not know where that landed. And I'll tell you, that ball had a lot of hook to it. I thought that was going through the uprights, and it came all the way back to about the 10-yard line, not even near the goal. That's crazy. That should be a whistle. I'm surprised that wasn't called because we saw the same exact thing. Now that gets called. Yeah, see, you got to call it both ways. Doesn't matter where we are. Yellow card now against Branco. And that gets the Durfee fans going, but just saw nearly the exact same thing happen on the other end of it. Never mind when Damas went tumbling down on the exact same play in the first half, and Durfee got the call. But the Diman player that went down before this collision didn't get the call. So you got to call it both ways. Low kick on the ground, does not get through the box, but kept up there by Diman. Good feed, a chance to tie it, and it's gonna go high! Sails over the crossbar. But I like the setup. Durfee trying to tie this thing up. Good shot taken there by Bogan. Just a little too high. Frost, not the tallest goalie. And I think that could have gone over his head if it was, just under the bar, if it didn't have as much loft on it. Hilltoppers putting some pressure on offensively here down in the corner. Out of bounds. Should be a throw for Durfee. Ignacio right back through the middle on the ground, kicking it. Now Bogan had to slow up. The official's on the field in the middle of his path, for crying out loud, and he had to slow up. Come on, guys. Out of bounds. Logan Dacamara might have twisted his ankle, and he goes back down. He was limping quite a bit before that throw-in. Number 18 there on your screen. Trying to stretch the ankle. I don't know if it's a cramp, because it is getting cooler early in the season here. But walking it off now, but couldn't put a lot of pressure initially. Glad to see he doesn't have to come out. That's good. Stretched it out. Seems okay. Off the chest there of Gonzaga, sent back down the other side of the field. We're working that far sideline now, comes back to the circle. Going for Moniz there, cut off by Dacamara. Good, long kick down this side of the field. Alfama in a collision, gets through again, lost control, gets the whistle in the box. Or no, I thought he did. I thought I saw the official's hand go up. Crowd thought so too. Diamond ball. Diamond making a substitution, so holding the throw here just for a second. Toppers get it to Damas. Oh, they were going for a shot in the middle there. Gonna sail and go out on the goal line. And it'll be Diamond with the kick. Alfama. Gets a shot. Oh, lets it fly. Too much. Got to keep those down. It's a much better kick. Sent right back. Look at the speed. Alfama beats him to it, slows up, has to come back, has some help. And, oh, he lost possession. Inacio will stop it. Scan the field. Lets it fly. Good patience from Alfama. Gets taken out. That's a whistle. Should have been a whistle. Doesn't get called. Good job boxing out there, trying to get free. Stays on his feet. Good stretch. Lost the ball. Tell you, he's got good legs on him, Alfama. Very fast. Very agile. Down in the corner. That's Estrada. And it goes out. And Durfee will get the throw. Gonna be Moniz. Straight up, kind of a soft throw. Still in the box. Bengals get it out for the moment. Sent back in off the back of the head of Alves. And a free kick for Diman. Halfway through the second half, Bengals have led for most of it. 1-0. Final 20 to go. Durfee crowd very animated here in the second half, particularly over the last 10 minutes. Update from the girls' game. Durfee leading now 3-0. They're in the second half, well into it as well. Broken up there. It's Diman trying to make something happen down this end. Durfee gets it back to midfield. Marquez not happy. Now a whistle called. The entire Hilltoppers bench with their hands in the air cannot believe it. The reaction simultaneously, including the Durfee fans. Good pass right up the field, up the sideline, kept in by Estrada. Jukes left, Jukes right, double team, gets it back. That's coming right to the goal. Frost tracking off the crossbar. Shot taken, and it's good! Durfee with the equalizer on the second chance. 1-1. This place is going nuts. It's like a playoff game. Should be like this every night, you know? This is what a student cheering section's supposed to be like. And honestly, it's just the JV team, right? I mean, it's just the Durfee boys. It's not even necessarily the student cheering section, but this is what it should be. I was joking around. One of the sixth man captains is in Fred TV. I said, you guys coming to the football game tomorrow? I said, third down every time on defense should be loud. Every time. You're the home team, the home crowd. One. Oh, Frost making the play. I mean, tough break for Frost on that one. He was tracking it the whole way, and it hit the crossbar, and then second chance effort, Durfee able to finally cash in. That goal was at 21:48. I have no idea who kicked it. There were like 3 players all together there, and it definitely deflected off of somebody as well. So I know Alfama was in there. I think Damas was in there, but I'm not going to just give credit to one person because it was impossible to see. You had 6 guys between the 2 teams all together. So I'm just going to say Durfee with the tie for now. You know, both of these teams, they know this game honestly probably helps Diman a little more than it helps Durfee just because of the way the power rankings play into things now, that with a lower division playing up. In this case, Diman, the lower, playing up for Durfee or at Durfee. So, you know, these games help the lower division team, in my opinion. Even when they lose, it's a strength of schedule thing. It helps them more. But make no mistake about it, this is important for both sides here. A chance for the Hilltoppers again, and they clear it out. Diman, great job on defense. The Bengals took that away. But to finish that thought, you know, I joked, I asked, both coaches were talking to each other before the game out on the field when I showed up to get starters and just to, you know, chat with them briefly. And I said, you know, who do you want me to talk to first? And they both looked at each other and said, well, we can all chat. I said, oh, why? No secrets, right? And they joked because they've been doing this for many years. And these players, they all know each other. They most of them live in the same city here. So, you know, there's no secret that this is a very, very big rivalry game. And both sides want it badly. So, and that's why, as I said in the open, I look forward to this game every year because it's 2 Fall River teams. And, yeah, Diman's regional, sure, but the school's in Fall River, okay? The school's in Fall River. It's primarily Fall River. This is Durfee against Diman, 2 primarily Fall River schools. So, shot taken wide right and out of bounds. So it's a great matchup. The same could be said whenever Conley came here, how rare it was, but they did. Diman and Conley used to play each other all the time. I loved those games because those games were true divisional conference games, 2 schools in the same city. So those were fantastic games to watch. We saw some killer football games back in the day, earlier in my career here. Those were some fantastic matchups. We saw some pretty good soccer ones. Basketball was usually a little one-sided for boys with Coach Shea and his Cougars. They usually get the best of Diman, but we saw some really good ones. So, you know, unfortunately that matchup never will happen again with Conley closing. But those were games that, you know, Durfee, New Bedford, and then the local, you know, city rivalry games were always the first games I'd look for on the schedule, and then I would build off of those because they're important. Corner kick for the Hilltoppers, coming in hot, goes past the goal, headed back into the box, and now along the goal line, out of bounds again, and it should be a goal kick now for Diman, no corner kick. Yep, Diman will kick it away. Very excited to see football tomorrow. I think it'll be despite D6, you know, Fairhaven being D6, they are the state champs. Nothing to take lightly there, regardless of division. I think they're going to be very tough. But I'm excited because, you know, Durfee's going to have a new quarterback, and they are rolling out a new offense. According to Coach Taylor Brown, changes made there. Figured with the new quarterback coming in, good time to do that. Defensively, a lot of the same guys back. So, but really interested to see what they're going to do offensively because, we always, the joke of it is, right, in high school is everybody just runs the ball. And, we've jokingly said that here too, but it's more than that. Even when you're just running the ball, I mean, there are designed plays. So it's not we're not taking anything away in that respect from a playbook. But if it means, little more, I would say trickery, but more creative plays, more scheming, maybe more passing. If it's a successful, if the quarterback is successful with that, finding receivers, that would make for pretty interesting, season here. Last year, despite a sub 500 record, and what was a very slow start, the tipping point, really, the Dartmouth game, it was not a good performance at all. But after that, team seemed to, catch fire a little bit as we were in an injury timeout here. And I'll tell you, they put up some offensive numbers that we haven't seen in quite a few years. And they were competitive. They were, they were in games. They were scoring points, and that was great. So hoping that'll be the case this year too. Always disappointing. You never want games that are super blowouts. We saw that, long time ago. Some pretty ugly losses, like 59-0, and 42-7. Games that you're out of it in the first quarter. But in this case, Durfee has seen some pretty competitive games, particularly at the end of last year. They did, and Thanksgiving was a great game last year. Competitive here. Both sides throwing it down, and New Bedford did come away with it, but it was one of those that I will consider kind of a classic for my time, because both schools played well, scored points, and it came down to the last possession. You got to love that. It felt like a playoff game. It felt like it should. So this year we'll be looking way ahead, but we'll be in New Bedford. This year, I'll be joining their broadcast more than likely, as we've been doing over the last 6 years or so. Kelly Mahoney stretching out. Jaden Moore there. Players making their way back off the bench. Injury timeout over. And we'll have a free kick for the Bengals here. Just over 11 minutes left. Did you hear a whistle? No. Okay. Didn't think so. I'm checking with Denise here, running the scoreboards. I didn't hear a whistle right before he kicked that ball, but anyway, we're rolling again. Here we go. Will we end in a draw, or will we see somebody take a lead here late in the game? Shot taken! Oh, just over the crossbar. There is no way Frost was getting that one, so lucky it went a little high, because that would have been the go-ahead had it been a little lower and underneath. He was not reaching that. Durfee girls up now 4-0, late stages of their game, so closing in on a win. Very unlikely under 20 minutes to go that you would see a team score 4 goals. So Durfee girls looking to take the win. Durfee boys, Diamond boys, hoping for a late goal to break this tie. As we are now under 10 minutes. Frost telling his defender to back off. He's got it. He's played a great game. He is a senior this year, But again, as Coach Patello told me, you know, was not the necessarily the starter. But today, having a great game. Inacio able to grab that ball before anybody touched it. Had to really give himself up, though. That's always dangerous. Not one, but two players coming at you. One trying to help you and one trying to jar it loose. Great pass up the field. Shot is going to be caught by Frost on the one hop, and he keeps this game tied. Nice pass to Ferreira down in the corner, and he falls out of bounds. The ball going out as well, so Diman's going to have the kick. And that one out of bounds too. So here we go. Same thing, another kick for the Bengals. A lot of random screaming going on. I'm not. You know, don't strain yourself. It's not that bad. It's okay. My goodness. Ball down in the box. Inacio will grab it. Oh, a little extra here. Inacio took exception to the Diamond player coming in on him, and he went right back at him. You can't do that either. So we got ourselves a yellow card, both of them. Inacio heading to the bench. Or is he not? He's coming back. So Inacio has to come out. Just shook hands with the other Diamond player who they were kind of jarring back and forth there after the card, and now Ignacio has to come out. Be a different keeper for the moment until he can come back in. We got about only 6 minutes or so left. Ignacio's back. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Of course, you know, in high school, there are no refs with microphones, so they could not even inform the stadium of anything if we wanted them to. Now the official's going to talk about it together, the two refs. Well, as I said, football tomorrow, all home football games, 6:30 kickoff this year, not 7, no longer 7. So 6:30 kickoff scheduled, and then Saturday we'll have field hockey at 11 a.m. here from Mac Aldrich Field as the Hilltoppers will square off against Somerset Berkeley. Ignacio will stay in, and we're back underway. One of the strangest sequences seen in a while. I have no idea, other than that there was yellow cards, what the ruling was, why they sent him off initially and then came back. No idea. And mind you, because they didn't blow a whistle to stop the clock, you know, we kept it rolling because that's what we're supposed to do until we're told otherwise. So that 4 minutes that you see 4.5 on your screen is probably closer to 5.5, but we're going to leave it at that. When it runs out, we'll just be on, you know, the stoppage time here basically. And whatever it ends up being, it'll be. But we'll run it down for now for you at home. But I would say safe to tack on probably an extra minute from what you're seeing. Oh, Frost. That took a bit of a high hop on him. Able to smother it, luckily for the Bengals. Crucial time here. Durfee does not want their first loss. Diman wants their first win. A tie would not be horrible for either side. Alfama broken up and sent back to midfield. A lot of open space here. Centering pass through the legs. Shot is batted away. Oh, what a play by Frost. Durfee's going to get a corner kick, but Gabe Frost just kept this game tied. Great reach right there. Durfee's going to kick from the far corner, other side of the field. Wow. That's just a great read. Here we go. Ball on its way. Header straight up and out of bounds. Diman will kick. Substitution quickly here for the Bengals. Resendiz off. Branco back in. Whistle and a foul and a free ball for the Bengals. Going to redo the throw here. You heard the whistles. You know, you get some bleed in from behind us. You can hear whistles on the other field too, so. Although I thought I heard the horn, I think the other game may be done, the girls. Yeah, Durfee girls have won 4-0 the final over Diman. So girls soccer has gone final with the Hilltoppers winning. Boys with not much time left, but a free kick coming from the corner of the box here. The official will pace out how far the defenders can stand. It's supposed to be 10 paces. On the ground, the wall of players, and no foul that time in the box, and that's good for Durfee. Hilltoppers forging ahead, tumbling down, and a whistle after a rather violent collision. Durfee's going to have a free kick when we get back to it. Hilltoppers kicking from a little further up the field here. Clock is off on the scoreboard. There is not much time left here. Probably just a few seconds once this restarts. Let's do it again. Line drive right into the hands of Frost. No deflections, tracked it the whole way. And he makes the play. That's game. Just 2 goals tonight, 1 for each side. And the first meeting between these two Fall River schools ends in a 1-1 draw. Diman getting their goal way back in the first half at 15 minutes and 18 seconds. Durfee tying it in the second half at 21 minutes 48 seconds. And that's all she wrote. Both sides with tremendous chances, but the defenses and the goalies locking it down, not letting any others go through. And, both goals, while planned well, the first one, we're saying could have been maybe offside, but again, we're at a kind of an odd angle to the ball. That was Diman's goal. For Durfee's goal, hitting off the crossbar and that ricochet, well, you could say that was a bit lucky too. So both goalies dealing with some interesting scenarios in the goals that were allowed. Folks, remember, we live stream here on Facebook, Fred TV Sports. If you have not liked and followed us after all this time, please do so you don't miss any time we go live. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Both of these have no subscription fees, by the way. This is where we archive everything on YouTube. Same name, Fred TV Sports. Subscribe to us there. Great to be back in the booth with the headset on. Glad to be back with you live on Fred TV. We will be back live tomorrow from right here at Durfee. Football kicks off their season. 6:30 kickoff scheduled from Durfee. Jason Springer will join me in the booth as our analyst for opening night. Be great to be with him as well. Haven't done a game with him in a while. So, David Montero running camera tonight. I'm Evan Massoud. So long from Durfee.